What's going on, everybody? KDM Chris here. Want to do a quick one to talk about everything you can do with the VA loan. I don't think a lot of people really understand everything that you do with the VA loan. They think I just get the VA loan. Look, there's huge benefits. I've said this before. The VA loan, in my opinion, is the best loan in the United States that is available. You're talking about no mortgage insurance, right? You're talking about zero down, which is fantastic. And I'm not going to get into the details of that, but this is another big one. You're looking at a fantastic interest rate as well, along with some of the little in-betweens. When you talk about the VA loan, there's no requirement when it comes to your credit score. I will tell you, if you have horrible credit, you're probably not going to get approved. It's called approved ineligible, but that's a different conversation. But there's a lot of perks to it, long story short, but that's not what this video is about. This video is actually talking about, overall, what don't most veterans know that you can do with it? So the VA loan, a lot of people think that I just get, my VA loan, I go out and I buy a house. And you can. You can buy a single family residence, but there's other stuff. There's more. What a lot of people don't know is you can buy multi-units. So instead of buying a single family residence, you can get up to 4 units. So let's say people out in 29 Palms. I have a lot of clients out there that do this. There's a 3-unit complex that's available. They're going to live in 1 unit. They're going to rent the other 2. We can actually use the other 2 units, their income, in order to qualify for the total property. That's huge, right? But here's the best part. You can also build a multi-unit with the VA loan, and one of those units is going to be your primary residence. A lot of people don't know that. So let's go back on that one. Let's talk about the single family home. And did you know that you can also build your single family home with the VA loan? So you can take the VA loan, you can buy the land, you can build your house. It can be stick built and or manufactured home. And it's called the one-time closed construction loan using the VA loan. So that's freaking huge too. So not only can you buy a stick built, buy a house, a single family residence, but you can build a single family residence, buy the land and build the house. On top of that, you can buy a multi-unit or you could build a multi-unit with the VA loan, which is huge. Another one, manufactured homes. A lot of people don't understand this, but you can use your VA loan to buy manufactured homes. You just got to make sure that you cover a couple bases. It needs to be considered real property. So what's real property? The manufactured home has to be June 15th, 1976 or newer, has to be on permanent foundation. I had some freaking guy in some comments on a Facebook thread. People trip me out. Just running his mouth. It's not permanent foundation. Just, I'm like, okay, well, what do you consider permanent foundation? Turns out, first off, the guy's not in construction. He's never built a thing in his life. Starts doing, you don't know anything. Okay, all I do is construction and loans, but sure. And I specialize in VA and I specialize in manufactured homes. It looks like my 3 things that I do all across the country, but apparently I don't know anything. Okay, listen, permanent foundation. It's not on concrete. It doesn't need to be on concrete for permanent foundation to be considered permanent foundation. If an engineer goes out, certifies it as it's permanently affixed, then it's permanent foundation. So if the guy that was being a prick on Facebook watches this, I'm talking about you. So you're an idiot. But for the rest of us that aren't stupid, permanent foundation means it's permanently affixed. It could be pier strapped. It could be what's called a pit set. I have like a ton of views on a lot of the pit set videos that I've done. It could be a pit set. It could be on blocks. There's a lot of different things it could be on. But as long as an engineer, it certifies it's permanently affixed, legally it's permanent foundation. In the state of California and other states, they have what's called a 433A certification in order to show and approve that it's permanently affixed. So go back, June 15th, 1976 or newer. Permanently affixed to land that you own. Cover those 3 bases, you can use the VA loan. This is what's really cool. You can buy that manufactured home. Let's say it's not in great shape. Here's another thing you can do with the VA loan. It's not in great shape. You can buy that manufactured home that's on real property, that's beat up, and you can get a VA renovation loan. You can actually say, well, I'm going to borrow $200,000 to buy this manufactured home, and then I'm going to borrow $100,000 to renovate this manufactured home or stick-built house. And it's going to be a VA loan of a total of $300,000. So you can use the VA loan to buy a property, stick built or manufactured, and renovate it to meet your needs. So that's another cool thing you can do. So let's go back through it. You can buy a house, you can build a house, stick or manufactured. You can buy a multi-unit, You can build a multi-unit, stick or manufactured. You can buy and renovate a stick built or manufactured. That's awesome with the VA loan. So that what I don't even know. I stopped counting. It's a lot. It's a lot. But here's the other one. What's really cool is any one of these different types of loans that we're looking at, when you buy it, every 6 months, you can do what's basically called a VA IRRRL. Easiest way of looking at it, it is a streamlined process to basically refinance your interest rate, refinance that home. I tell people all the time when it comes to refinancing your home, I don't always recommend it. But if you're buying the house, especially kind of like in the situation where we are right now, if you watch a lot of my rate videos, just prior to bombing Iran, rates were just smoking really good, and they were getting ready to go really, really good. Here's the thing. Once all this gets settled out, we're going to be going back there. Imagine if you picked up a property right now. We're going into the spring. You're getting a pretty fair price. You're getting a pretty fair rate. I think, let me come over here and look. So we're looking at the going rate right now this morning on a VA 30-year is 5.83. That's just the going rate, and it changes all day. So he's like, well, he said this. No, it changes all day. It's going to keep changing all day. It changes every day, 5 days a week, unless it's a federal holiday. But just right now, at this moment, in this snapshot at 10:36 on today, whatever the date is, at 28, right? That's what it is. So let's say you pick it up at I don't know, 5.83%, and rates get really good. We go to 4.75 within the next couple months. Within the next 6 months, right? Because you got to get 6 months in there. 6 months, 6 payments. So then you just do a VA IRRRL. We're going to get you that new rate. So why does it matter when you're doing it earlier? The longer you wait, a lot of people, I had a guy call me the other day and he says, hey, I only owe this much on my property, but my interest rate, it was ridiculous. My interest rate is something ridiculous. I think it was like 8 or 9%. He's owned the house for 10 years and he wanted to refinance to get a better rate. And I says, listen, partner, now there's pluses and negatives to that too, depending on how long you've owned it and how much you paid off. But all of your interest is paid up front on a loan, on a home loan. I don't know about refrigerators. I don't do refrigerators. But on a home loan, all that interest is paid up front. First 5-7 years, it's pretty much interest only payments. If you keep that property and now you're paying principal, so 5-7 years into it, and now everything you're paying in is paying towards principal. As soon as you refinance, you start all those interest payments over again for 5 to 7 years and you stop touching principal. So to me, if you're doing it within the first year, that's good. That's a good thing, especially if you sit down and just do the math and say, okay, well, I'm saving this much money plus I'm saving this much interest over the term of the loan. That's how you got to kind of look at it. And there's calculators and stuff for it. But anyways, long story short, there's a lot you can do with the VA loan. It's not like you just get the VA loan, you go buy a house down the street in a little cul-de-sac in your own suburban hell, unless that's what you're into. But you can use the VA loan to buy a stick-built house. You can use the VA loan to buy a manufactured home on land that you own, 1976, June 15, 1976 or newer, permanently affixed, right? Or you could build your dream home, stick or manufactured, or you could buy or build a multi-unit property, right? So if you want to get into investing or actually having wealth in the future, or you can do a VA IRRRL. It's pretty freaking great. Oh, renovations. And you can buy something that's beat up and renovate it to meet your needs. So it's pretty cool. It's a very versatile loan. I'm a huge fan. Hit me up if you have any other questions. I get calls from all over the country all the time from people that watch my YouTube videos. Call me. I answer. If I don't answer, leave me a message. I'll call you back or text me. A lot of people text me too. Anytime. Appreciate it. All right. Talk to you later.